Welcome back to AM Buffalo. Oh my gosh, fun fact time.
Yeah.
Did you know that, I just learned this, Lucy started here in Jamestown, went to New York to try to be an actress, didn't work out. She became a model, and then she started working in B movies and radio.
She was the queen of B movies.
That's right. That's right.
And then moved
a
into
Goldwyn
radio.
girl. Yeah.
And did you know it was the radio play that she did called My Favorite Husband that gave her the idea to do I Love Lucy with her husband, Desi.
Yes, and you learn all these great factoids about Lucy and Desi when you just roam about Jamestown. You come here to the National Comedy Center and you go visit the Lucy Desi Museum. It's fantastic.
It's so awesome. And actually the National Comedy Center, which is where we are this morning for AM Buffalo, has got so many, it's basically so much you can find out about all comedy people. Yeah. But yeah, it is so wonderful. But yes, there is a big Lucy magic here.
If you like scavenger hunts, this is the place to come.
Yes.
When the weather is nice outside, which it is actually today,
nice.
You can enjoy yourself in March here in Jamestown. You can do what Mel and I did. Take a look at this.
Jamestown, New York is a great place to go Lucy hunting and find all things
Lucille Ball! Like the little theater. This is cool.
This was Lucille Ball's hometown, and reminders of her are everywhere. Even the location of the National Comedy Center has a connection.
The National Comedy Center is built within the historic train station of Jamestown that Lucille Ball would pass through on her way to auditions in New York, for example.
Spotting all the tributes to Lucy and her famous husband, Desi is a really fun way to explore Jamestown.
Coffee break! This coffee's to die for.
You might want to leave the comedy to the experts. In Jamestown, it seems Lucille Ball's energy still lingers. This month is her birthday, August 6th.
And this year is a special year because it's the 70th anniversary of the I Love Lucy show. This was not just a popular sitcom, it broke ground. So here is a woman portraying a pregnancy on television in 1951. Even Lucille Ball's marriage in real life to Desi Arnaz, a Cuban refugee immigrant to America, is portrayed in their characters Lucy and Ricky Ricardo. This is a show that was ahead of its time and that somehow manages to stand up when it comes to comedy. Watching it in 2021 is as funny as watching it from 1951 to 1957.
And the place in Jamestown you must visit to really appreciate how much Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz contributed to entertainment is the Lucy Desi Museum.
The way that I personally recommend doing the tour is starting over at the west side that focuses on Lucy and Desi as people, kind of getting a background of how they grew up, where they're from, and who they are, and then coming to the east side to focus on the I Love Lucy show and all the things that they did afterwards.
This is where modern television began. Woohoo! There is definitely magic here, like chills. You're feeling it, right?
Yes, totally. And you know what? Talking about like women and women in TV, I really do feel like she was the trailblazer for all of us. I don't know if I'd be able to pull off what she did.
We love you, Lucy.
There was a lot that went into the show that's really unique and kind of spearheaded the way that things were done afterwards, as far as like the multi-camera system and stuff. And so I think that that's kind of a fun thing to check out and learn about here at the Lucy Museum. Everybody really loves to see the sets. Those are really a fun, and the costumes that we have here, seeing things that Lucy wore.
Is Lucille Ball's connection to Star Trek something that's well known?
I don't know if it's well known, but it is one of my favorite fun facts. Star Trek was going to be passed on by the studios, Desilu's studio that Lucy was part of, and she said, no, we are going to keep doing this. I know that this is going to work.
Now that I know that Star Trek would not have been a thing without Lucille Ball, I love you even more, Lucy.
So Emily and I have found that there is some kind of Lucy magic going on in Jamestown. Would you say that's a real thing?
I would say that's a real thing. There is a whole force in Jamestown that is music and arts based. which is Lucy and Desi, music and art. And so I do think that there is just this Lucy force. There's always like comical things happening around town, and especially here in the museums. And then just that that drive to like get things done and to do things good in the right way is very much here in the museum and in the city.
You can visit the Lucy Desi Museum every Thursday through to Tuesday and find the magic of Lucille Ball always in Jamestown.
Welcome back. Oh my gosh, that was fun. We were outside, now we're inside, and there's still Lucy stuff. We were having a good time. Look behind Mel.
I love it. And the Lucy Desi Museum is actually another awesome museum you can see here in Jamestown.
Yes.
Did you know tomorrow is Desi Arnaz's birthday?
That's right. March 2nd. And it also happens to be the anniversary of when they shot the pilot for I Love Lucy.
When they shot the last episode 9 years later. So lots of interesting facts.
Come back, we're going to be playing.
Get pulling silly faces. We'll be back in a moment.
Yay!
See how we We've had so much fun here at the National Comedy Centre in Jamestown.
Yes.
We're wrapping AM Buffalo up, but if you want to come and have fun, like we've
Best
had,
place to go, comedycenter.org/family.
and get that really cool family deal.